Welcome back to the Gardener Rebel channel, and I'm Todd, and today we're going to be discussing organic ways to control pests. I'm not going to say it's an organic pest killer. It is just a way to kind of deter them from grazing on all of your hard work. And normally what I will do, and I'm not going to lie about it, if it's a bad infestation, I will go to a commercial pesticide. I'm not all organic, I've never claimed to be, but I will use items that are chemical based. However, if I can, I try to deter wildlife, animals, insects, that nature with simple things. And one of the easiest things to use is chili powder. Take you a small jar, like a mayonnaise jar or something of that nature. I always use about 2 teaspoons of chili powder and a couple squirts of dishwashing detergent. And with that, I'll mix it up really well, and it's going to foam up on you and things of that nature, but it'll be fine. And I usually put it in a spray bottle, and I will spray the infected area with the bugs. I don't coat it, I usually just spray where the problem's at. I'm down here in the garden a lot, and during the summertime we do have Japanese beetles, potato beetles, cutworms, things of that nature. But I really don't have a large insect problem in the area that I'm in. I can spray directly on the bugs on the plant. I don't have to do like most farmers do and just spray every plant in my garden. So I can pretty much control what area I'm putting the pesticide on. This is just a deterrent. This is not going to really kill a bug. It's just going to keep them from eating. And I wish I had put this on my corn the other night, because apparently we've got a squirrel that decided he wanted it more than I did again. And we're going to go over and look at the corn real quick, and then I'm also going to talk about thinning out your plants. But chili powder, dishwashing liquid, you can use garlic cloves. Somebody mentioned somewhere down the line tobacco, let it soak overnight, all organic. I can't do that because I have honeybees, and the nicotine will have a very bad effect to the honeybees if they come in contact with it. But there's another topic for discussion in another video, but I'm going to bring it up. A lot of people think by getting beehives that it's going to help their garden, and to some extent it does. I had 7 beehives next to a garden last year that was planted. You can watch it in previous videos. Watermelon, cantaloupe, pumpkins, squash, zucchini, green beans, peppers, tomatoes, potatoes, corn, and a few other items. And I could probably, now I'm not saying they weren't there during the day, but when I was down there, you may have seen 3 to 4 bees in the garden. That was it. The rest of it was pretty much bumblebees, insects of that nature. So just because you got a beehive next to your garden doesn't mean that it's going to super pollinate, by no means. So don't get your hopes up on that situation. But anyhow, let's walk over here. I'm going to show you the damage caused by the critters again. And we're going to put some chili powder out around the plants to see if that deters them. And I'm going to actually show you how I thin out my cucumber plants. So hang on and we'll be right back. Alright, as you can tell, they were back in the corn last night, and they just pretty much dig it up, and they'll eat the inner stalk, and then they'll pull what's left of the kernel out. Just real small holes, no tracks. They got us pretty good last night again, but that's okay. We got plenty enough time to plant. You know, you can't blame a wild animal for trying to survive. It's just aggravating, and it's part of gardening. What else can I say? However, I'm going to take my chili powder, if it'll come. Oh, it's still got the carton on it. That's my craziness there. I didn't even look to see if it was open, so bear with me a moment. Now when you're using these homemade pesticides, there's one thing you've got to keep in mind. Just like with an industrial strength one, I'm going to soak the heck out of these jokers. Maybe that'll break that dog from sucking eggs. You have got to reapply them after the rain. Okay? So just remember that. Get on there, boys. Two rows of corn, and that's all that's standing left. About 8 stalks. But we'll get back to it. We'll replant it here in a couple days when the signs are right. And we'll address that issue. Alright. So right now, you're looking at some cucumbers that we have planted up. And I'm going to have to thin them out. If you can see out of my shadow. So let's just pick this hill right here. Let me demonstrate what we're going to do. Alright. Now, you see this plant right here? Then you got some small ones right down there below it. Kind of move your plants around. Don't damage them, just move them around. Go ahead and start with your smallest plant first. Alright, for right now I'm going to leave these. I've done culled out about 5 plants. And I'm going to leave 8 on here. Okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let these get a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to come back through and select again the best plants. And then I will pull the ones that are falling behind in their growth rate out. However, what I could do is take, if another plant emerges, like this one right here is fixing to, there's one fixing to come up and break ground, late bloomer, I can leave it and it will produce later on in the season. Just like where the seed pack turned over and I've got some growing at the bottom of the hill. I'll leave those and then I'll have a late crop of cucumbers from that one vine. And again, right back over here, I'm going to go with my smallest plants and I'm going to pull them out right now. Alright, now I've done cut their numbers in half. So I'll let these grow for a couple more days and I'll see which ones I think are going to be the best plants. And then I'll come in here and selectively thin out again. Now, this is my zucchini. And you can already tell how big it's got. So what do? This is the hard part for me, is to decide what plant lives and what plant dies. Or gets culled. I shouldn't say the word die, just gets culled. So this is why I told you to put the seeds in the middle and on the edges of your mound. You're going to pull. That's a good plant right there. And these 3 are really good. So it's a tough decision. What do? So now, these 3 plants right here will be given time. And I can tell you right now, the one that's liable to get it will be this one right here. Because I will have the space that they need to grow and to mature without choking each other out right there. So that's an easy way to prune and trim. I shouldn't say prune or trim, I should just say cull and thin out. And these were some really beautiful plants. But, you know, that's part of it. You just got to make that decision and live with it after it's done, because once you pull them up, it's a little bit too late to do anything about it. And we've got some more hills right here that we've got to go through, and I'll do the exact same thing. I'll move them around, and I see two plants that really catch my eye, so I'm going to lay that down on the side. That one's going to go. This one's going to go. That one's going to go. And that one's going to go. So I've got a pile of zucchini plants, but I have these placed out, spaced there, there, and there. So I could add fertilizer, I could add some compost, and maybe produce on all three plants, but I've got extra hills of zucchini set out, so more than likely, if I see that these three plants can flourish on their own on this hill this size, I'll leave them. If not, this guy right here is the one that's going to go. So that is how I make my decision on thinning out the plants. This, I have searched and searched and searched for bugs on these cabbage plants, and I don't see any. They're not bug bites. He said it's where the leaves are ripping at the veins, and as they grow, it's stretching. Now I don't know, but you know, we got some pretty little heads of cabbage forming up. You can see them right there. And that's going to be about it for today. Until next time, you know, hit like, subscribe. If you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe. We enjoy the comments. I enjoy the input. If there's anything that I can attempt to help you with, please feel free to ask in the comments below. So until next time, y'all have a great one.